Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today is Monday, a beautiful day to dive deep into the chaotic, mind-bending world of Port Charles. We have a mountain of General Hospital drama to unpack, and honestly, my brain is already spinning in a million different directions. Let's just get right into it. Okay, so I've been thinking about this upcoming July 13th episode, and my mind is just racing. Basically, this is the 16,000th episode of General Hospital, which is a massive milestone, so you know the writers are going to throw absolutely everything at us. But here's what's bugging me right out of the gate. Lulu and Carly. Lulu is finally ripping into Carly, and honestly, it is about time. Wait, let me back up. Carly has been hiding Valentine Cassadine in her attic. For months, she has been harboring a known WSB fugitive. And not only that, but she allowed Charlotte Cassadine to sneak around and visit her fugitive father behind Lulu's back. Think about it from Lulu's perspective. Your child is keeping this massive, dangerous secret, visiting a wanted man in a house you thought was safe. Lulu demands to know what Valentine offered Carly in return for her help, because Carly never does anything for free, right? And Carly's response is just, wow. Not exactly surprising, but kind of. Carly admits that they originally teamed up for a revenge plot against Jack Brennan. Which, okay, makes total sense for Carly. She hates Brennan. But then she drops the absolute bomb that they teamed up on more important matters and actually fell for each other in the process. I know I just said the opposite about Carly being calculating, but hear me out. Is Carly actually in love with Valentine? Or is it just trauma bonding? Sonny Corinthos literally just caught them kissing behind GH, and now Sonny wants Brick to break them up, but Carly is fiercely defending this new romance to Lulu. It's weird. Really weird. The whole thing is just weird. Is Carly doing this to spite Sonny? Or maybe not. I don't know. Actually, no. First, I should mention what's going on with Anna Devane, because this is what's really keeping me up at night. Anna is back, and Liesel Obrecht shows up at her door asking for help. I think it's about Cassius Faison. Yeah, it has to be. Liesel probably wants Anna's help to clear his name, especially since the WSB is painting Cassius as Jen Sidwell's partner in crime. But wait, why would Anna help Liesel? Anna partly blames Cassius for all the time she lost with her family. Cassius was posing as Nathan West. He stole his dead twin's life and swapped the DNA. But then again, that doesn't explain why Liesel thinks Anna is the right person to ask. Ross Cullum was the real major villain, right? Cullum and Sidwell were the ones running the Cold Fusion project. Cassius was tangled up in the mess, sure, but he certainly wasn't the real mastermind of the operation. Still, Anna is so deeply traumatized from her captivity at Windermere. She pushes Liesel to give her actual proof if she has any. Because honestly, Anna doesn't even know what's real anymore. Cullum gaslit her into thinking Cesar Faison was alive for 9 months. And speaking of not knowing what's real, Valentine pays Anna a visit. Probably doesn't matter, but I noticed Friday's spoilers said former flames would reunite, so this makes perfect sense. Valentine reaches out to Anna, probably to check on her, and he uses the opportunity to assure her that Faison is still deceased. He tells her what he figured out regarding Ross Cullum gaslighting her. But here's the terrifying part. Anna is still having hallucinations of Peter August. Peter! Felicia killed him with a tire iron back in 2022 to protect Maxie. I remember that so clearly. So why is Peter the one haunting Anna's mind? Head writers Corte and Van Etten said Anna would return with deadly intentions, influenced by an unreliable source. Peter is that source. He's acting like a dark voice in her head, giving her terrible advice. It's like she's physically free from the French clinic, but psychologically, she is completely broken. Okay, wait. Let me shift gears to General Hospital itself. Jocelyn Jacks is recovering from her gunshot wounds, and she gets another visitor. Valentine! He shows up to thank her for the pardon. Wait, what was the point? Oh, right. Jocelyn struck a massive deal with Z, the mysterious head of the WSB. She basically traded her continued service as an agent for Jason and Valentine's freedom. Carly tried to get Z to fire Jocelyn, but Z refused and flirted with Carly instead, which is kind of hilarious but also deeply messed up. Jocelyn is pushing Valentine for a favor now. What kind of favor? Is it about Ross Cullum? Jocelyn is helping the WSB cover up Marco Rios' murder by making Cullum look like a hero who died in the line of duty. Lucas Jones is furious about it. Jocelyn is just so ruthless lately. She's making these massive, cold calculations. She saved Valentine and Jason, but at what cost? And speaking of Jason, Britt Westbourne gets a massive shock as the week winds down. She learns that Jason has been completely cleared of any wrongdoing and that he is coming home to Port Charles. July 13th, the 16,000th episode, Jason is finally coming back from that WSB black site in Jakarta. But wait, Britt is in lockup. She was extradited from Tortola and arrested for kidnapping, which actually accidentally saved her from injecting Cullum's poison, but now she's sitting in a cell. How is she going to react to Jason's return? She loves him. But Jason took the fall for Rocco shooting Cullum. And Britt has been carrying so much guilt over the fake Huntington's disease, the saline syringes, and Marco Rios dying for nothing. Will Jason forgive her for keeping the cache's secret? Steve Burton warned fans that Jason is fundamentally changed from the imprisonment. He's not the same guy. So maybe he will forgive her? Or maybe he'll just want peace and distance himself. My brain is jumping everywhere, but I just can't stop thinking about how Jason's return changes the entire dynamic of the show. Anyway, let's talk about Ava Jerome and Ethan Lovett, because this is a rabbit hole I have been falling down for days and I can't get out. Ethan is recovering at GH from a bullet to the butt, which Sonny keeps teasing him about, by the way, and Ava is just grilling him. Like, absolutely relentless. When Ethan was bleeding out in the gallery storeroom during the Sidwell hostage crisis, he got delirious and confessed that he actually isn't Phoebe's biological father. Now Ava is quizzing him about it, demanding to know the truth. Is he actually the father or not? We know Ethan broke into the PCPD, stole cold case evidence, and faked a DNA test with Elizabeth Baldwin to make it look like he's the dad from a one-night stand with the late Delilah Wilson. Why would he do that? Who is he running from? Ava holds all the cards right now. She told him she has no intention of cooperating unless he makes it worth her while. But if Ethan isn't the dad, who is? I think it was episode 12? Or 13? Somewhere around there where they hinted at a dangerous face from his past. Okay, I know I just said the opposite about someone being smart, but Elizabeth Baldwin is actually the smartest person in Port Charles right now. She pops into Willow Kane's house and finds Jack Brennan there with Willow and Nina Reeves, just hanging out, and Liz immediately gets suspicious. She had already seen a news story online about Brennan walking out of Turning Woods on his own, which proved his locked-in stroke was a total medical fraud. Now she's connecting the dots. She admits to the room that she thinks there might be a connection between what happened to Drew Kane and what happened to Chief Brennan. Boom. Liz drops the mic. Her news leaves everyone in the room completely on edge. Let's analyze this, because Willow must be having a full-blown panic attack internally. Willow shot Drew twice. Drew is actually paralyzed and locked in. Jen Sidwell was supplying the paralytic, but Sidwell is on the run, so Willow's supply is gone. Felicia just told Willow that GH arranged for Drew to start communicating with a device. Drew already sneakily blinked to Joe Fitzpatrick that Willow was involved in Jordan Ashford's crash. Willow and Nina just made a new deal with Brennan to get dirt on Drew to neutralize him. And now Liz is standing in their living room basically saying she knows something is highly fishy with the paralysis. If Liz investigates this, she's going to find out Willow has been dosing Drew. The whole thing is a fragile house of cards, and Liz just flicked the bottom one. I can't even handle the stress of this scene. What is Willow going to do? Which brings me to the absolute mess that is Harrison Chase and Brooklyn Quartermain. Here's what's bugging me. Chase is a good cop, right? Well, mostly, but he has this massive hero complex when it comes to Willow. Brooklyn has been trying to frame Willow for leaving the scene of Jordan and Curtis's crash, because Brooklyn was the actual driver who fled. So Brooklyn teamed up with Lucy Coe. Lucy perjured herself, telling Detective Fitzgerald she saw Willow on Route 91. But Chase isn't stupid. He's been relentlessly grilling Lucy at the Metro Court pool. And now, the wheels are finally turning in his head. Chase demands to know if Brooklyn framed Willow. He realizes that Brooklyn cut a mutually beneficial deal with Lucy, giving her half of her deception shares. Why else would Brooklyn just hand over corporate control unless it was a massive payoff? Chase is horrified. General Hospital spoilers say he's absolutely sickened by the idea. But will Brooklyn actually confess? I mean, probably not the whole truth. She might admit to striking a deal for Lucy's statement. She might say she just wanted to make sure Willow went down because Willow is a terrible person. But she's definitely going to hide the GPS manipulation she did with Brick. And there's no way she confesses to being the real hit-and-run driver. If she admits she fled the scene of Jordan's accident, she goes to jail. Her marriage is over. The adoption of baby Phoebe is completely ruined. So she's gonna lie. She could even make up another excuse for her agreement with Lucy. But then again, Tracy already blasted Brooklyn for this reckless plan, warning her that Chase will inevitably find out. It's weird. Like, really weird. Brooklyn is usually smarter than this. But she's so desperate to protect her secret and destroy Willow at the same time. I just don't see how she gets out of this without her marriage blowing up. What was I saying? Oh, right, the frame-up. It's just so messy. And Michael Corinthos is involved too. Michael has been scheming to push Willow and Chase into an affair, and he's threatened to expose Brooklyn's secret. So even if Brooklyn lies to Chase now and gets away with it, Michael is holding a ticking time bomb. Everyone in Port Charles is just lying to everyone else. Carly is lying to Lulu. Ethan is lying to Ava. Brennan is lying to the world. Brooklyn is lying to Chase. It's exhausting, but I can't look away. I stay up too late thinking about these character motivations. Why can't they just be honest? Because then we wouldn't have a show, obviously. But still, I mean, look at the bigger picture here. We have Curtis Ashford considering a plea deal for his assault on Isaiah Gannon, while Isaiah is launching a civil suit. We have Portia Robinson dealing with a traumatic labor. We have Cassius Faison operating as a ghost for Z. The sheer volume of interlocking storylines right now is staggering. If Chase arrests Brooklyn, what happens to Phoebe? If Ethan isn't the dad, who takes the baby? If Jason comes back peaceful, who protects Carly? I am second-guessing every single theory I have. I thought I had this all figured out, but the July 13th episode is going to shatter everything. I need to go rewatch the last 5 episodes, just to make sure I didn't miss a clue about Brennan's black box. Anyway, the point is... Wait, what was the point? Oh, right. The 16,000th episode is going to be legendary, and I am entirely too invested in the psychological breakdown of Anna Devane. I'll probably be up until 3 a.m. analyzing the promo for tomorrow.